getting near springtime almost, you know. It's starting to feel a little bit. You guys excited for like the spring finally? It's been a long winter. Oh yeah. Hey, I know it's spring. I can tell it was spring because I got my first cat call. Guys, I got my first cat call, you know, and I'm okay with it, you know, because women get cat called, right? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's what I say. You know what I mean? But I just think you ladies can do a hell of a lot better than, hey, juicy tits. Come on. Come on. I do have to lose some weight, though. Speaking of that, you know, because I was standing next to some old lady, you know, and the thing about old ladies is, you know, they're very honest, you know, because they're old and they're close to death. And so they're like, you know what? I'm just going to say what the fuck I want. You know? So she's standing next to me and she says, oh, don't worry, you're not fat, you're just barrel-chested. I'm like, what? That doesn't sound good. Barrel-chested? I'm like, hey, yeah, think about it, lady. I mean, in this politically correct day and age, imagine me walking up to a woman and saying, hey, lady, you need to lose a little weight. Oh, I'd be a fat shamer. I'd be a body shamer. But meanwhile, this lady's calling me barrel-chested. That's way worse. She's basically saying, not only are you fat, but you're also not shaped like a human being. Oh my God, that's not good. Like I morphed into some bizarre half man, half keg. Oh no. But I do have a way to inspire myself to lose weight, you know, for the summer, get my summer body going. This is what, I don't know if it works for you guys, it works for me. Basically, here's what I do. I stand buck naked in front of a full-length mirror. And I just body shame myself for an hour. I just stand there and go, oh man, what have you done to yourself? Oh man, your big juicy tits. Oh, you barrel-chested loser. Your guts hanging out, you're pathetic. You know, and it's tough, but that's not the worst part, guys. That's not the worst part. The worst part is when that guy at the gym taps me on the shoulder and says, hey man, you mind moving out of the way? These mirrors are for us guys lifting weights over here. I'm like, fuck you, musclehead. I paid my membership. Get the hell out of here. Oh man. I'll tell you something about myself. I'm a bit of an animal lover, a dog lover in particular. Any dog people in the house? Oh yeah, you guys are my peeps, yeah. But you know, I got a very strange problem. I live in the city, but I don't live in a pet-friendly building, so I can't own a dog. But fortunately, many people in my neighborhood, they own dogs, and you know, when they tie them up outside the Shoppers Drug Mart, well, that's my time. That's Ed's time with their dog. You know, while they're inside ignoring them, I am outside adoring them. If you don't believe me, just check my Instagram. Hashtag cute little guys patiently waiting. The owners get weird though, you know, they come out, now it's all about them. You know, some lady starts chatting me up. I'm like, look lady, no offense, but I'm trying to spend some quality time with your dog here. Quite frankly, you're ruining it. And she's like, yeah, but his name is Baxter, and he's a 2.5-year-old Beagle Schnauzer cross. I'm like, look, lady, I just spent the last 10 minutes with your dog. I think I know what his name is by now. Oh, God, what a weirdo. I'm going to get this out of the way because it's kind of, it's sort of the elephant in the room, you know. I grew this beard, and don't make fun of me, please, so promise you won't make fun of me. When I grew it, I was kind of thinking sexy lumberjack, you know? But then it dawned upon me as a middle-aged man in southwestern Ontario, when you grow a beard like this, you essentially become indoctrinated into the greater homeless community. Oh man, I mean, like, and the worst part is, like, I go to any store, even the shoppers down the street, you know, I walk in there. Now the security guy, he's eyeballing me right away, right? And I'm like, come on, Japinder, don't you know me, brother? It's your pal Ed. I'm the guy out there petting the dogs, man. Come on, brother. I got 9,000 PC Optimum points. Don't you know me, brother? That's the downside. The upside is I put my hand out to see if it was raining the other day. A guy slapped a $5 bill in there. You know? Now you win some, you lose some, you know what I'm saying? Homeless guys treat me different too, you know? I was walking down the street the other day, I overheard two panhandlers. One guy said to the other one, he says, ooh, there's a fancy one. He's our king. Homeless guy hit on my wife the other day, which I wouldn't mind, except I happened to be standing right next to her at the time. I don't know if that ever happened to you, sir. Not a huge confidence booster, I'll tell you that. Basically, he looked at the two of us and thought to himself, hey, I think I got a real shot here. I'm like, fuck you, man. That's way too much confidence for a homeless man. Come on. And then I'm like, hey, buddy, go for it. Go for it. But I got some bad news for you. My wife, you know, she's one of these high maintenance chicks, you know. Wants a roof over her head. A couple meals a day, hot water. I had great Uline box, don't get me wrong, but won't cut the mustard with her Royal Majesty. You guys are fun. Well, just to say, I'll tell you, I am an American. Hold your applause, I insist. Actually, more accurately, I'm a dual citizen, you know, which is nice because I got a passport for both countries, right? You know, I go to the States, I whip out my U.S. passport, I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm American, you know? And I come back to Canada, I whip out my Canadian passport, and I go, hey, everybody, I'm Canadian. And I go anywhere else in the world, and I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm Canadian. Yeah, it's very useful. But Americans, they kind of have outdated ideas about who Canadians are, you know? Like, I do shows in Detroit, and this one guy, a drunk American guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey man, you Canadians are too polite. Oh, I was pissed. Woo-hoo. Woo! Man, I walked right up to this guy, you know, chest to chest, and I was like, excuse me, sir. Please don't say Canadians are too polite. Thank you, and have a nice day. I mean, I didn't mean to lay into him like that, but, you know, oh, this sucker had it coming, you know? All right. Whatever. But, you know, it's fun. All my American cousins, you know, they're a bunch of rednecks, you know? And it's fun to rib a redneck. I don't know if you've ever ribbed a redneck. Have you ever? It's fun. It's my cousin Dale in particular, you know? Of course his name is Dale, right? Here's what I said to him. You know, I was at one of our family reunions. I said, hey, Dale, I bet you didn't know this. I said, I bet you didn't know that Canadians per capita own more guns than Americans do. He didn't like that. He didn't like it one bit. You know, so he comes back and he says, yeah, well, I bet we're better shots than you are. And I was like, well, that's probably true, but then you guys do have an unfair advantage. You get to practice at school. Oh, America roasted. Okay. That's a good joke. You got it. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually. All right. You guys do a lot of fun. You know, I'm gonna end on this way. You know, you know, I like young people. Don't get me wrong. You know, I think they're great. You know, but I just don't understand them sometimes. You know, they say stuff that I don't get. You know, like I was standing next to a couple young men. They were having a conversation. They're probably like 19 or 20, pretty young. And then one guy says to the other one, he says, "Man, I really like Michelle. You know, but her voice is a total boner killer." You know, which got me to thinking, what kind of weak-ass boners are these kids walking around with? Really? Is that what happened, Junior? Her voice killed your little boner? Listen, Pump. I used to jack off to episodes of The Nanny. How do you like that for bonus